Spotters. I am Kyle Lira. Welcome to another After Dark.
It's not After Dark.
We've done movies like this in broad daylight. Last time we did this, I think it was for a Marvel movie too.
I remember doing it for Harry Potter, the last.
I know, but that was 2016. Then 2017 rolled in, and remember we did it for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think it was 2.
Volume 2. I saw Infinity War, and he saw it for the second time because nobody gives me any memos or anything like that. I kind of had a little mini anxiety attack after the movie.
Oh my god, you're ridiculous.
We saw Infinity War.
Yes.
And it was definitely a movie. You go first. I'm still trying to gather my thoughts.
Kyle seems very distraught right now. And if you saw the film, it's because about half of the heroes got snapped out of existence at the end of the film. I am not as affected by this. Yes, it's my second time viewing the film, but also it's beyond obvious that they're not dead, nor will they stay dead. Black Panther is number 11 highest box office. You're gonna have a Black Panther 2 and 3. You're gonna have a Spider-Man 2 and 3. You're definitely gonna have a Guardians 3. Believe me, they're fine. All the people that got snapped out of existence are the ones that I guarantee you will, by the end of Avengers 4, be alive and healthy and not hurt at all. Just tackling that first. That being said, I think it's a very enjoyable film. I think it's incredibly well done. The Russo brothers know what they're doing. And yeah, I just think it's an incredible... the whole film is basically a third arc of the entire MCU. They definitely went for a more epic feel, like in... They tried to make the film feel more like an epic. They succeeded in a lot of portions because it's giant action. They did a wonderful job balancing all the characters, great action, and I was very much invested in it all the way through. However, that's only because I've seen all the other films. I don't know how much you would care. You would be completely lost if you haven't seen the other ones, and I don't think you would care much. So it really is like... It's not a film, I think, that can stand on its own, but I don't think it was trying to be either. If you're a big old nerd and enjoy these films, it's a dream come true.
Okay, I've come to. It is, to me, the Return of the King of comic book movies. Be prepared to be shocked during the whole thing. It's pretty much like a celebration of everything that happened in the MCU. Really took all of the arcs that has been established since the first Iron Man and really put it together. It's like huge, and that's what I could describe this movie, is that it's huge. It's the largest MCU movie ever done to date. It is probably maybe the biggest comic book movie. And also you have a bunch of you had 10 years of giving a shit, and that right there is what you see. You know, you see the 10 years of build up that you have been anticipating since 2008, and now you're getting this kind of I guess comeuppance to this movie. All the characters get their dues. This movie should not be called Avengers-Infinity War. It should be called Thanos the movie. It's kind of like The Dark Knight. Yeah, it is called The Dark Knight, but it really should be called Joker.
I will say, and I think it's pretty obvious, the what you would consider the main characters of the MCU, Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, they got like the least to do, I felt, within the film. Especially Steve Rogers. The whole film, he was just kind of there. So, you know, their story stuff is really going to come out in 4.
Yeah.
Especially because they haven't even spoken to each other or seen each other.
Since Civil War.
Yeah. And I thought that they would get that out of the way in this film, but they didn't. at all.
You felt the weight of Civil War when he was talking about Cap, when they met.
Oh yeah.
When they were at the New York Doctor Strange headquarters, he had the flip phone. It's kind of like touching that he's been carrying it around ever since. Just like little symbols of Civil War and just everything scattered around from all these arcs, and everything came together. It's funny. It's funny going from the transitions from like boom, boom, darkness, 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 boom, Guardian. It's just a really nicely meshed.
Kyle cried.
Wait, yes, I did cry when I saw the Guardians. I told you I would. I told you I would.
Why?
And I did because I love the Guardians.
Okay, but cry. Okay.
I love the Guardians. I don't know if it's my favorite MCU movie yet. Give it probably a year or two for me to like
That's very long.
officially rank it. If you listen to the podcast, my favorite MCU movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I don't really have any complaints. I was just like, it was like constant shock throughout the whole thing, and that's pretty much what I got out of it. Like shock. It was like bam, bam, bam. There it is. You said that there was a Arrested Development little Easter egg.
Yes, there is.
What was it?
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't, because I was so much like, what's going on?
When they go to see the Collector, Tobias, all blued up, and the Blue Man is in one of his cages, his glass.
Really?
Yes.
I have to go back and watch it. I have to go back and see Tobias. That's funny. So, I guess Arrested Development is canon?
No. It's really hard, I think, to critique the film because you can complain that it doesn't have much story, but it was never going to. Going into the film, you would have known that. You can complain that there's not much character development, and it's like, no, there's not, because it's almost less of a movie and more of an event. It's more of like I said, it just feels like all third act, but it's all really good third act, and there is emotional beats within it and comedy. Like, there is good filmmaking within it. It's just because there's so many characters, you can't have this like. In order to have like story with character development and for everyone, it would have to be like
time.
A 5-hour movie.
Yeah.
Which they're gonna turn it into.
Dude, it's gonna be a long ass year.
I already know that they're alive, so it's fine. I just read an article about Chris Pratt talking about how he's read the script for Guardians 3 and he can't wait to start working on it.
Well, yeah, but like.
So
just
obviously that death that I just saw in Avengers was bullshit. So like the standard ways in which you would have issues with films, character and story wise, it's kind of hard to apply that to this film because that's not what this film was trying to be. But on the things it did try to be, you know, hand mesh all these characters together and do it well. I think they succeeded. Great action, which is something, you know, great, what's it called? Spectacle and scope. I think they handled that incredibly well as well. Thanos handled incredibly well. So those are the sort of the three main things.
Oh my god. Let's talk about Josh Brolin, man.
He was okay.
Okay. He is one of the most menacing presence in the MCU.
What do you mean what of?
He is the most menacing.
Because of that dark elf. What's his name? I don't know.
Squidward.
He was actually cool. From Thor 2.
Oh,
Malekith. Because he was threatening. Because Malekith, ooh. And
it took us a while to get to the name Malekith.
And I know a lot of people love Killmonger. I don't.
No,
I think he's fine. This is the only one that actually felt like menacing in a way in which you literally have every superhero in, you know, this entire MCU, and I'm still like, shit, I don't know how they're gonna win.
Yeah, they could bring in like outside sources that we were teased, but how the fuck are they gonna take down Thanos? He won. He fucking won.
Well, there's gonna be a Spider-Man 2 and a Black Panther 2 and a Guardians 3.
So you had no emotional feelings toward this movie?
Yeah, I did. At the parts in which it seems like death mattered, like for Loki and Heimdall, that seemed to matter. I'll be honest, those are the only two deaths that I think might actually stick, because I don't think they're gonna keep Gamora dead. When the Winter Soldier started to fade away, I was like, oh shit. Like I was like, what the that's when I was like with you. But then I saw Black Panther disappear and I was like, okay, this is bullshit. This doesn't mean anything. Because Black Panther just became the 11th highest grossing film of all time. There's gonna be a sequel. Plus, we already know I can probably guess how Avengers 4 is gonna happen.
Okay. Early predictions, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, there was a few heroes they didn't include in this film, so they are fucking liars. They didn't even include every hero from the MCU. There was no Clint, and there was no Ant-Man or Wasp. They're gonna become a big part of the next film because of what happened, a lot of the heroes disappearing. I actually think having them disappear is sort of a way to help them. It's a writing crutch, I think, to be able to handle the characters, because now that they're gone, they can focus on the original Avengers, because I think they're the ones, Avengers 4, that'll probably die. So they can focus on them saving the newer ones that will be the Avengers after they're gone. Mm-hmm. Saving them, bringing them back. It definitely looks like they're going to be going through time because of the set photos we've seen in Avengers 4. Mm-hmm. They're looking exactly how they looked in the original Avengers, and then different other films.
I saw a still of Chris Evans in his Avengers, first Avengers, Captain America garb
with Ant-Man, and I guarantee you the reason Hawkeye turns into Ronin is, I think that's his name, is because his family disappears. So he's gonna. That's what really kicks him.
Hawkeye turns into Ronin?
Okay, you don't know what that means, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really about them going through time. Thanos will be a part of it. One of them. Oh, and then Captain Marvel will be a giant part of it.
Well, it pretty much painted that fucking picture at the end credits.
Yeah, at the end credits. I'm definitely excited for Avengers 4. Infinity War Part 2. Fuck them and whatever they try and say it's not a two-party. It is absolutely a two-parter.
Yeah.
Everything you would want out of and in watching the whole MCU be squished together for one movie, you got. I feel.
Were you satisfied with?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm very much satisfied by that. I get it either way. If you loved this film and thought it was amazing, I get that. And if you hate it, I get that.
Do you think that they integrated the characters well?
Yeah, that's one of the things where I absolutely am judging the film.
I feel like it did. Like when I thought. I'm like, here we go. When the moment where I was like, okay, this feels right, was when Thor
I knew you were gonna
ignited the Bifrost and landed on Wakanda with Groot and Rocket.
Yes.
That right there is when I'm like, okay, this works. This definitely works.
I mean, that's pretty late in the film. It took you that long.
yeah, but I'm like, okay, let's see where this is going, because I was like, all right, let's put it together. Yeah, Iron Man met Peter Quill, but that was gonna happen regardless. Freaking Steve Rogers like, okay, and I like the part where Groot was like, I am Groot, I am Steve Rogers.
Well, okay, because I know the rest of it will probably be this anyway. Just go ahead and comb through the film and point out little moments that you love, because I know that you want to do that.
I love the opening moment of when it was revealed the Guardians were there.
Oh, and they destroyed the Guardians?
No, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. You said opening moment, that's why.
Opening moments of when the Guardians were there.
Oh, okay.
Not the Asgardians.
Yeah, I just explained to everyone that you cried at that moment.
It was really cool. Like, it just says like space, space, and then music, and I was like, the score is very bassy. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. And then it was Star-Lord, and he was like grooving while driving the Milano, and all the Guardians were there, and it just felt. I like how well integrated Mantis is now, like a part of the Guardians.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They integrated her really well.
Just like all these characters are really good. I'm fucking hyped about seeing about Captain Marvel. I'm hyped for that.
Okay, let me name some moments. Watching your jaw drop when Red Skull came out.
Dude, I was like, there's just no way he's get to fucking. They're done with Red Skull. They're done. And then he was like floating in space, and I'm like, what is this guy? You turn to me. I saw from the corner of my eye. You turn to me, and
because I wanted to see your reaction.
I was like, what the fuck? He wasn't played by Hugo Weaving.
Nope.
But he was played by Ross McClure. I think he plays one of the people. I think he plays Aaron in The Walking Dead.
I don't watch The Walking Dead. So.
I think he does. But anyway, I think that was a shocker. Like one of the most shocking moments in the thing, because I was like, what is he doing here, and how did that happen? And he's been there since the first Avenger.
I like that they showed Doctor Strange do more than just create sparkles.
Yeah.
I like the idea of him being like a real
sorcerer
instead of just creating sparkles, and he did some really cool stuff.
He held his own against Thanos for a while.
I loved Tony's suit, his new suit with
nanotechnology. You know what? Peter Quill, you fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, that was one of my negatives.
Quill fucked up.
That was one of my negatives.
What? That Quill fucked up?
Yes. And he basically ruined everything.
Yeah.
And I understand it was like a high emotional moment, but he still fucking ruined everything. And it is a bit it makes me like the character a little bit less. I'll put it that way, because they had him do that.
Oh shit.
Also, at first, I considered this a negative, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, okay, this is definitely playing into part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Doctor Strange handing Thanos
the Time Stone. You think he tricked it or something?
I don't think he tricked it, because remember when he said he saw all possible outcomes and stuff like that?
Uh-huh.
I think the one outcome he saw was the only way everyone was saved was by Tony Stark. So that's why he did that, to keep him alive, because he's like, I think, that's what I'm assuming. And he made it pretty obvious, and he's like, this is the only way.
He said this is Endgame.
Yeah. So it's okay. At first it was going to be a huge negative. I'm like, really? He's just going to hand it to him? But I do think it's part of the
part of the plan.
Part of the plan. We'll see.
Strange didn't turn to ash, did he?
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All the new ones basically turn to ash. All the ones that are going to be the main players after the original Avengers are gone, turn to ash. That's how you know it's bullshit. The only ones that are really left are the original Avengers.
It was kind of funny seeing like the interjects between Tony and Strange.
They're very similar, so they really went at it.
So they were just like ego against ego, and
that's what I mean about like the character interaction works, because they don't change and they don't feel weird. It very much feels like how that character would react to that character.
I like how unceremoniously Tony made Parker an Avenger.
Oh, you're an Avenger.
Yeah, he's like, you're an Avenger now. Let's do it.
I did like the Children of Thanos. They very much were just sort of henchmen. Yeah. But I think they worked.
That is what I was hoping the Knights of Ren would be.
Might still be that in episode 9.
It could still be like that.
Still could be that.
But I think...
like Ebony Maw, that's the one that was
Like the Squidward.
Squidward, yeah. He was fucking great. All the other ones were more like brute force. But they all worked.
I just really liked it. I really liked the movie. Go watch it, guys, if you...
Oh, the action, like the spectacle was... Okay, because remember...
the score was really good.
Yes.
I really love the score.
That's something for the first time, Mr. Alexis Soto. I would agree with him in saying they actually had a good score, because this is the first time in forever with Marvel where I'm like, wow, the music was really, really good. Like, I thought it was really, really good.
I thought they were going to overplay the original theme, but they didn't.
No,
it just like
it was played well.
when Captain America was there, that's when they kicked it in, and it was played off nice. Subtlety. They practiced the art of subtlety. I admire them for that.
Also, like when we remember when we were watching, I never did this. You rewatched all the Marvel films. 18 freaking movies. You were, because we have some disagreements on the quality of Black Panther, and you called Black Panther an epic. And that's the issue I had. I was like,
now I'm like, well, shit.
To me, like this is closer to what I would consider that definition to me.
By the way, that battle on Wakanda,
it was good. It was good. It was really good.
Beautiful. Final thoughts?
I would say go see it, but everyone is going to, especially you've already seen it if you're watching this. No, I really enjoy. I really think it fulfilled the promise of what the film set out to be, and to me, I think that's mission accomplished.
Also, I like the logo, and it has 10 in it.
You get it? Cause
nice. It's a nice little ceremonious thing. Of course, I'd have Stan Lee in the movie.
Well, no oh, really? They're gonna have an Avengers movie without Stan Lee in it? I'll say, I know a lot of people are probably like, oh my god, that ending, oh, that cliffhanger's crazy. Not as much of a cliffhanger to me. But I also basically knew what this movie would be as well. And it was still massively enjoyable, because it was executed really well. So, and I think that's the way Avengers 4, I'm gonna say Infinity War Part 2. I think that's the way it's gonna be as well. This is the kind of blockbusters I like to come to.
Well, if you like what you saw here, guys, subscribe
or don't.
And if you want to hear more of us, yibber yabber, we are on podcast.com and iTunes.com. Without further ado, I'm Kyle Lira. Check you out on the podcast, the Infinity War podcast. So,
where you'll get Alexis Soto's views.
Yeah.
Which he's paid by Disney, so.
So you already know he's gonna like
what his views are gonna be.
Anyway, bye.